Linux.
He said Linux.
Linux.
Yeah, we use Linux on our residential builds. So pretty decent unit. They get the house cold.
I mean, they're like everything else. They heat it and they cool it.
Yeah, the residential side, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's all you really need.
They have some cool advancements on the commercial side, which I work with. They're a lot better than York, I can tell you that much. I just worked on the roof of York's today.
I wouldn't put a York in anything.
No. Well, since nobody could see them, I'm going to take the leg drops off because they're kind of uncomfortable for sitting down.
You think?
Just a little bit. But it's nice because I take off 3 clips and they come right off. So
that's a great story. I guess you just really had to be there for that one.
Yeah. There is a valuable thing there that I have to get up there. Are we live right now? Oh, yeah.
We are live. We're waiting for you to get situated. You have to take off your many, many pieces of equipment.
Truth. I'm keeping on this one, though. Okay. So we ready for me to read the quote? How many people are in here? Do we want to give it a couple minutes?
How much you want to bet he turned his phone the wrong way?
Either that or he lagged out again.
It's possible. Should probably wait for him to come back at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
You to stop chewing. The cat to stop banging on the door behind me.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's like gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. It's not like the show hinges on him.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. And that one up there, that one is bullshit. I can tell you that with a fact.
What one? I don't even see that stuff.
It doesn't show you that?
I don't get to see viewers.
Man, you guys don't get any information.
No.
Yeah, it says we have 1 viewer. I know for a fact we have at least 2.
Here, I'm going to put my earpiece in so I look cool.
So you look cool.
Yeah. You know what I primarily use this radio for is to listen to the weather.
You going to stay with us this time? He's just muting himself.
He looks like
you don't hear me at all?
We can now that you unmuted yourself.
What's that?
Can you hear us?
Barely.
Maybe you should turn your fucking volume up.
I got it.
Okay. So today's quote is it's not more or less like a one-line quote. It's more of like a poem of sorts. But Nick knows the movie I'm talking about, and I don't know. I just thought
very familiar with the movie. It's a very good movie.
It's a very terrific movie, and I think it's a great quote too. So, are you
doing the letter or are you doing the poem? Because the letter and the poem are 2 different things.
I'm doing the poem because I did.
Because the poem is like an actual quote, not a movie quote.
Yeah, and the letter is.
The letter's really good too.
It's really good, but it's a lot more lengthy. So
it's directed at someone too.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck my dogs are doing, but so this poem is actually from Tecumseh. No, not the compressor company. Okay, come on.
The one that makes the engines. Are you trying to give everyone motion sickness? What the hell are you doing over there?
No fucking clue. He's like distracting me beyond.
I'm trying to get a better signal.
Are you back on the computer now?
No.
He doesn't know. He had to really think about that.
What is this fucking device in front of me? All right.
He's like, it's not really a phone, but it's not a computer.
I was literally just getting ready to start reading, and he disappears. Oh, I'm going to read anyway.
Yeah, just read.
So,
It's not like he's 95% of the show.
yeah. So live your life that the fear of death can never enter your heart. Trouble no one about their religion. Respect others in their view and demand they respect yours. Love your life. Perfect your life. Beautify all things in your life. Seek to make your life long and its purpose in the service of your people. When it comes your time to die, be not like those whose hearts are filled with the fear of death, so that when their time comes, they weep and pray for a little more time to live their lives over again in a different way. Sing your death song and die like a hero going home. There.
Well, that was perfect. That filled up exactly the amount of time that he was
Finally
gone.
needed to get him back. Yeah. And I think, as my perception of it is anyway, is just saying, live your life the way you see fit. Don't let anybody tell you how to live it, but don't go out of your way to try to tell somebody how to live their life. And don't fear death, because it's coming for us all anyway. Just live your life to the fullest every moment you got with it. And the reference of, dying like a hero going home, for that movie was powerful, because this was a man who was having his first child, had a leave coming up to go see that child and everything else. And essentially they were on.
We have to stall for 15 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He was heading home. He was going to be heading home to.
He might literally be driving to McDonald's.
And they were on an op, and unfortunately he was killed because he actually sacrificed himself for everybody else in the room. He dove on a live hand grenade because it would have killed the other guys. But at the very least, killed everyone or severely injured them all and killed some of them. But instead, he chose to die himself.
Oh, if they were severely injured, they weren't getting out of that tunnel.
Yeah. No, they were not. So, yeah.
I mean, not to be bleak about it, but stating facts, they wouldn't have made it out of that tunnel.
That was a rough op they were on there. No doubt.
But if you haven't seen the movie Act of Valor, I highly recommend it.
Oh, absolutely. Terrific movie.
Shot using real, actual Navy SEALs. Like, all the guys that are Navy SEALs in the movie are Navy SEALs in real life. Very well done.
Yeah.
I think some of the scenes, like the big scene with the 2 gunboats and everything, I think some of that's actually done with live ammunition. So there's a lot of things that make the movie
it's one of those
very good.
Yeah, one of those special movies. It's another one like we talked about like last time with Lone Survivor. It's just there's a lot of specialness that went into it. There's a lot of meaning behind it, and like Nick said, what went into it was great too. Some of that was live ammunition, and you could tell. If you've never watched The Lone Survivor, watch it too. But you could tell in some of the scenes there that was live ammunition too, because those of us who have been out at the range shooting guns before and went hunting before know what a live gunshot sounds like. And you can hear quite a few of them.
Well, and Lone Survivor was special too because they had Marcus Luttrell and they had some of the other Navy SEALs, obviously not the ones from Operation Red Wing, because
not the ones from Operation Red Wing, and not the ones from that platoon because they died. But
it's called Lone Survivor. So if you can't figure out how this ends from the title,
right? But they had a ton of U.S. Navy SEALs. They taught the guys weapons.
They taught them how to.
They taught them how to shoot. They
how
taught
to move,
them
how to look
movements. And what I thought was actually cool was when they used to have the guys go out on patrols in the woods, and this is just before filming. They weren't filming; they were just getting the guys tactically sound before they filmed. And they would have them walking through the woods, and they would have Taliban's, people stashed out there, and they would just start shooting off blanks at them get them to react the right way and everything, just randomly.
You ever see the movie SWAT? It's an older movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the same way. They trained with the LAPD
Mm-hmm.
to do that. And that's one of the things, just like you were talking about before, like using live ammunition. And it has that certain sound, that certain pop to it that you just can't replicate any other way.
And that's like, the guys training with the actual troops, it gives their acting a certain sound and a certain pop and everything, that doesn't before.
It's that
Even the guys from Black Hawk Down, I think they actually went to like Ranger camp and did like, they didn't do a full, RIP indoctrination, but they went through a lot of the shit that the Rangers go through before they did.
It was American Sniper was the same way.
Yeah.
Chris Kyle was on set for the majority of that filming.
Yeah.
Up until literally like the last two scenes when they had to, Clint Eastwood and the producers and the God, what the hell is his name? The guy that plays Chris Kyle, I can't think of his name now.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. They all came together and basically said like we have to wrap this up. Like we can't tell this story and not tell this part. And I think it was well done the way that they did it with the scenes from the funeral procession and the actual funeral itself. And as much as I don't typically care for Jerry Jones, it was pretty cool for him to let them use Cowboy Stadium for the funeral. And if I remember correctly, that was all like free of charge.
As it should have been.
Yeah, I think he just, he saw how many people were, reaching out and everything. And he just said, hey, look, it's going to be a huge funeral. You're not going to be able to hold this in a church.
Yeah. If you guys actually, have an interest in, military history and things like that, do some research on Chris Kyle's SEAL platoon. He was SEAL Team 3, Charlie Platoon, Task Unit Bruiser. Because he served with Jocko Willink and Leif Babin and Mark Lee and, a lot of other really important guys in the Navy SEALs and especially, in the battle in the Middle East. And they were they weren't the only SEAL team, but they were one of the very instrumental SEAL teams in the Battle of Ramadi. And, kind of at least getting that under control. I think obviously it fell again, but
oh, okay. So I just Googled it. Jerry Jones actually paid for the entire funeral.
Oh, there you go.
All $28,645.29. I mean, it's a tax write-off, but still.
Yeah, especially for him.
Hey, cool thing, since we were talking about Lone Survivor and Chris Kyle and all that, the scene where they go to an American Sniper, where they go to the guy's house when they're looking for the sniper that's killing all the people that's trying to kill Chris Kyle that he ultimately ends up shooting at the end of his last tour. That scene, him and Marcus Luttrell were actually both on that same op.
Yeah.
So that op in real life, they were on it together, and Marcus Luttrell actually stole a kill from Chris Kyle. And Marcus, if you ask him today, he still jokes and says like, Chris never let me live that one down.
It's actually funny because Leif Babin was the CEO, or OIC rather. CEO, OIC, whatever you want to say, commanding officer in charge, or whatever, for SEAL Team 3, Charlie Platoon. And he actually had a situation like that too, where in Ramadi, Chris's laser died on a night op, and he, there was a guy standing, 50 yards away or whatever. And Leif shot him because Chris didn't have a working laser and trying to get it going or whatever. Leif shot him, and Leif said, Chris never let me live that one down.
Yeah, that's well, for people that don't know, with night vision goggles, most of your optics are not night vision compatible.
Even
you can't
if they
see
are,
you can't see your sights.
And it's hard to use too
I
because you
know
got
they're
the
working it.
goggles sticking straight off, but your head's
Yep.
sort of trying to look through your optics. So most of them use an infrared laser, and then they could just tilt the rifle and pow, a lot easier. But
Those bastards.
there's a documentary you should check out. You'll like. It's called Murph the Protector. It's literally a documentary about Michael Murphy. So just watched it earlier this week, last week maybe, on Amazon Prime. Very good documentary just about him in general.
Well, we've given you 9 minutes. Is that long enough?
Yeah, that's long enough. Sorry.
Right.
That's not what she said.
Oh.
Can you guys hear the dog barking?
Is that your dog or his?
That's my dog.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, it kind of sounds like my dogs losing their shit.
Yeah, that came 18 minutes too late.
Yeah. But to those who don't know, my new adventure has begun. Working for Linux. Today was my first day of working because my past 2 days have just been training shit. Today I was actually in the field, so working on a pile of Yorks. I sent Nick a picture of one, man, but it was rough. There was it was a gym that I won't mention the name of just because it's a current customer of mine now. I don't want to say anything and have them be all like whoo, but out of 8, we have 8 rooftop units. I'd have to look at my phone. My work phone's in there. It has the info on it, but it's either 8 or 10 rooftop units or something. But there's like 4 or 5 of them that are in operation right, like unoperable right now. One of them, the tensioner for the motor pulley, the tensioner setup for that particular unit is like bolted to the blower housing and then has a tack weld. The tack weld snapped, so the motor shaking.
I know those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 of them that both compressor circuits are flat. We have one that a pretty big sucker too, is probably about 15 tons or something like that, 20 tons. So it covers a good area that neither heat circuit is working because I'm not sure why yet. But I'm guessing either a bad light or maybe a bad heat exchanger right there or something. But either way, there was some flame rollout and it melted one of the power wires going to the gas valves. And that power wire melted to the ground wire for the controls. So it sent power to the ground of both ignition controls. So they're gone.
Well, we can't let this turn into heating and air talk.
Yeah, that was just my update from my life now that it has changed. So
a little bit of housekeeping. We are trying to improve our equipment.
I'm really not. No, I actually plan on it here. Now that I'm working, get back on track. I want to get like a microphone and stuff so people can probably hear me better, especially now that I can't talk very well.
Some of us need Wi-Fi extenders.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
As we've discussed, that's an investment.
Yeah. Maybe even just quit scabbing off of McDonald's.
I gotta get that Mac Attack.
Try Burger King or Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's probably got. You know what? Starbucks has probably got good Wi-Fi because they always got the people going and they're writing their screenplays. Yeah. But if you would like to donate to Caleb getting a Wi-Fi extender,
realistically, we shouldn't have to. It's an investment and it's only like $20. But
the rvingtradesman@gmail.com. You can send Caleb $20.
Yeah, that way you don't have this hiccup every time.
Or if you don't want to do that, you can just use the Amazon affiliate link, which is in the description of all the videos, and that will.
You could just buy him a microphone and ship it to him.
I mean, if you come to me directly, I will give you his address, and we can ship him all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
yeah, it ain't gonna just be microphones coming to your house or extenders coming to your house. I'm talking about microphones because that's where my mind's at now.
Oh, it'd probably be extenders. Some of the people we hang around.
It'll be veiny and rubbery.
It'll be things we can't show on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But if you guys
wonder what I'm wearing, I'm just wearing a vest just because I feel like it. I put it on to show them, and I don't feel like taking it off. It's a lot of work.
If you donate to the PayPal, I will get Hudson to say your name on camera with his shitty internet.
Yeah, won't that be something?
Why don't we wait till he gets the Wi-Fi extender from the donation?
Then we'll just unplug it while he does the reading of the names.
We could bring you on as a guest speaker so you could tell everyone how you improved the channel.
Yeah, there we go.
I can bring up to 10 people on here.
You invested in the channel more than Hudson obviously has.
All right.
Okay, he just hasn't had the opportunity to do his topic yet. That's all. You're looking
I know,
at it all
man.
wrong.
I'm here like I'm itching. I'm itching.
Well, I think that's what they in the business call a segue. It's all on you now, bud.
It's all on me.
If you're itching, they call that crabs.
Yeah. Well,
I think there's like ointment or something for that now.
Yeah, really.
Something.
Anywho,
I've definitely changed my location. I'm now inside my house instead of in the she shack out back.
Still looks like a construction site, though. How'd you do that?
Well, it's an old farmhouse, so I appreciate the comment, Nick. You've been here several times. You know how disarray my
if it's a farmhouse, is there antique farm equipment in it?
No, not in this one.
That's true, because you'd be physically.
That's in the barn.
Yeah. All right, so.
Oh, what does that say about us? All three of us knew that.
What?
Do what?
You know damn well what.
Oh, yeah. Anywho, fellas, so tonight's topic's going to be the history of power tools, right?
One of us can.
That's what it is, right? The history of power tools? Because that's what I researched.
It's your damn topip. You tell me.
Did I ask you what my topic was when I started my show?
He didn't ask you what his quote was.
I'm not worried about this quote. Anyways, so let's get into this. So,
please.
Honestly, I decided just kind of do like a more broad history, just nitty gritty.
Hey, how many people do we need to get you to light yourself on fire, Jay?
25.
Oh, we were at 7.
All we need is what?
4 times what we have.
Yeah.
You guys control my fate.
Well, anyways, so in my research about the history of power tools and everything, technically speaking, that kind of depends on your argument or your definition of like what is power. Obviously, you have electricity, which is the most, power is power, electric.
I'm not sure what power is, but I do see a tool.
Yeah. And anyways, and then other people measure power by, by horses or whatever, like horsepower and an engine and stuff like that. And then other people determine power by just sheer old, brute strength and manpower. And that's pretty much what
power by llama strength.
Pretty much. So
use the llama power scale.
So getting back on topic now, the ancient Egyptians, they actually created the first power tool ever, believe it or not, which was just a lathe. And basically the way they had it set up, whatever piece of wood or stock or whatever they wanted to turn, they basically had like a bow and a string, and one person would rotate the bow back and forth while the other person used their tool to carve whatever shape or design they wanted in the equipment.
Like how you're calling the Jewish slaves people. Not that they're not people, but you just took like
what the hell else are you going to call them?
he just took like a very like PC way of doing that.
Yeah, I'm very PC. So anyways, fast forward, there really wasn't many
it's not
more
racism or
advances,
xenophobism or anything like that. They used Jewish slaves. That's what they were. It's a statement of fact.
They did enslave people and used them for their human power. Anyways, let's fast forward quite a few centuries to Thomas Edison, right? So he invented the incandescent light bulb or electric lamp in 1879. So basically what that did, that opened the gateway, or, the floodgates to many, many different developments, especially whenever it came to power tools and stuff like that, right? So, but it didn't happen right away. It actually took about 16 years for, surprisingly here, a German company called C&E Finn. They created the first modern power tool, which was basically where they took a hand crank drill and then they took a big electric motor and stuck the two together. So you had your first electric drill. And that was invented in 1895. There were some issues with this drill. It weighed over 16 and a half pounds. It generally took about, took all your physical strength to hold it still and to get it to drill wherever you wanted to drill. They said it was very cumbersome to use and very difficult to operate. But believe it or not, as difficult and cumbersome that this tool may have been, it actually ran the top of the market and was seen as the cream of the crop power tools for over 20 years. So there's that for you. Anyways, fast forward about 20 years, get up to 1910. Got this guy named
Christ.
God damn. Come on, Jay. You trying to give us all COVID or something?
Mute the mic first, man. My God.
Sharing with Karen.
Throwing off my groove.
That's in case anybody was sleeping. I wanted to wake them up.
Well, they're awake. Nobody's falling asleep at the wheel, that's for sure.
Okay.
Except for us.
Moving forward to 1910, you got this fella named Duncan, all right? Duncan Black, believe it or not. Him and a friend, Alonzo Decker, they decided to go into business together. You know how they got their funding?
Drugs.
No. Would have been the time.
That's what I was going to guess too. I was going to say Coke.
Well, believe it, back then that stuff was actually considered medicine, not illegal.
It doesn't change the fact that they got their money from Coke.
True.
I didn't say it was illegal.
No. If you say they got their money from medicine, I'm going to smack you.
No, they actually Duncan Black, him and his friend Alonzo.
They assassinated Wild Bill in a
they didn't
poker game.
What they did, they had an idea to improve the C&E Finn German created electric drill. And so what they did to get funding, Duncan Black believed so much in this idea, he actually sold his car and got top dollar back then of $600. And that's what they did to create the Black & Decker company, right?
It's not nearly as fun as our ideas of how we were going to make the money.
True. But this
I'd have had
is where,
if I did it.
well, if you'll listen, give me a second, they get a lot cooler, right? So in 1910, what else do you got? You want to know what their great idea to improve this German drill that was very heavy, cumbersome, and difficult to handle?
Oh, I got it. Cure tuberculosis.
No. They took the pistol grip of the Colt 45 ACP and literally just stuck it to it, thus giving you the pistol grip drill, which from that very moment of just joining those two together, a handgun grip to an electric drill, basically you created the grandfather of all modern power drills.
Was there a Colt model 1910 or was it a 1907?
They didn't specify. They just said the Colt 45 ACP pistol. Which
could have been anything, dude. I mean, that could have been the M193. That's 45 ACP.
Yeah. But anyways,
with a pistol grip.
So they figured, hey, a pistol grip is easy to handle with one hand. Why don't we just stick this to the drill to make it easier to handle?
Glued a pistol to it.
Yeah, Pretty much. And, they glued the pistol grip to it, started punching holes. Some of the improvements that they made the drill a lot lighter, and they gave it a trigger switch, believe it or not. You add a pistol grip to it, you got the trigger, might as well use that to power the damn thing, right?
How many of them shot themselves in the foot with it?
I don't know. It didn't say. But I'd imagine it went through many test subjects.
No statistic on that, huh?
Who knows? Well, actually, we do get into some interesting stuff. Speeding up to pretty much anything after 1910 to the 1930s, there were, believe it or not, like you said, Nick, there were a lot of injuries with people using their own damn power tools. All right. Yeah. So
I injure myself with power tools.
Pretty much what happened, or kind of what a lot of these injuries were caused from, is back then.
One of our viewers knows a guy who drilled into his kneecap not once but twice.
Interesting.
Comment who you are so I get reference.
Yeah. But anywho, so up around the 30s, that's when all everyone that wanted to make it big in the power tool industry, everyone was looking at better ways to make tools, because up to this point, you basically had an electric motor, electric wires, and then a cast metal shell that encapsulated everything. What do you think the most common injury was from using an all-metal tool with electric wires shoved in it?
They were getting shocked because they weren't double insulated until the year 1969.
Right. But if you go...
I don't know if you had that statistic in your little sheet there, but that's when it happened.
I did not. But believe it or not...
November of 1969, a guy named Stephen Reese invented double insulation.
Yep. So...
Who invented double penetration?
Before that, a lot of companies were out there trying to find different materials that they could use to help insulate the tools and prevent the user from getting cut, crushed, and electrocuted. 1957, you have Bosch. They come into the market, right? Their grand idea, they took basically the Black & Decker idea of having a hand grip drill, and they encased it in plastic. All right. But fast forward a few more years, about 4 years down the road, Black & Decker couldn't be outdone. And Black & Decker, believe it or not, they actually created the first cordless drill back in 1961.
I think you skipped over something, buddy.
Well, I skipped over a few things.
You skipped over the most important day in tool history ever.
Which one is that? Something about
May 20th, 1927.
What happened then?
Craftsman Tools was started, buddy, making the worst tools in America.
All right. Okay. So I got
You knew exactly where I was going.
I knew exactly where you were going. I wasn't even going to feed into it. So basically, you got the cord. Got your nice little pistol grill.
Oh, he brought props. No wonder it
took dude, I brought props. Minutes. I'm all about it, right? So this is not a Craftsman, believe it or not. It is a Tack Life. They make decent tools. It's my little.
What the hell is a Tack Life? Hang on.
But anyways, that's one of my impact drills.
TACK.
I'm sorry, did you just say that's one of your impact drills?
Yeah, it is one of my 4 impact drills that I own. So you go from the corded to.
What the fuck is this? Amazon brand tools now?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a thing. They make some good stuff. Don't worry, I'm going to get a better tool in here. You get to the cordless, right?
Glad I'm not the only one that feels that way.
Yeah. So anyways, you got the cordless. They have the little battery packs. A lot easier to use and stuff like that.
I thought they ran on uranium or something.
Yeah, that's in the battery pack, bud. My nice little Craftsman, right? So that gets us up to, from when the first drills were created to, 1961 when Black & Decker came up with the first cordless drill.
He just needed a minute. Don't mind him.
Yeah, I know. I'm not minding him at all. kind of ignoring them. 1963, Black & Decker, they were actually contracted, once they created the first cordless drill, they were contracted by Martin Marietta Corporation. Give me a second while I let my yappy dog in.
Is that Martin Marietta or Martin Marietta?
Martin Marietta Corporation. They went to Black & Decker and hired them to create and design tools to be used by NASA and their space program. Because the last thing NASA wanted in an oxygen-rich environment is someone sticking an electrical probe into a socket and creating an arc.
I'll stick an electrical probe into you.
All right.
Someone needs to.
So
maybe it'll boost his Wi-Fi.
Couldn't hurt it.
Yeah. But pretty much after after the 1960s to the 1970s to even present, manufacturers all over the place have tried everything they could to better the product, the grounds that were set by Black & Decker back in the early 1910s with their development of the very first handheld drill. That was, easy to use by any consumer, pretty much foolproof.
Attaboy, that's how you do it.
Yeah, to, just being, further developments and stuff. And
it wasn't as loud, but I figured I'd need it.
So, and, but yeah, after 1970, they started getting away from just keeping them to, drills and stuff to impact hammers, impact wrenches, electric saws, circular saws, pretty much anything you can add electricity to that is a hand tool and make it easier to use. They started doing it and coming up with plans and ideas from 1970 on and ever since then, just all the major tool brands, Craftsman, Milwaukee, Bosch, Makita, Cobalt, DeWalt, they've all been in competition to come up with more powerful, lighter, easier to use tools, and everything like that.
Some pretty crazy inventions out there with tools nowadays, boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, you got these two puppies, right? I brought in the Milwaukee guys.
One's a turd, and then the other one's professional.
Exactly.
He's dyslexic.
Yeah. No, and I mean, so
his name is actually Blake.
Believe it or not, all you haters out there, I like my Craftsman tools. I'm loyal. All right, I like them, but at the same time, I can fit this
up your ass.
Little Milwaukee, the little 12-volt compact, in a lot of very tight spaces.
Yeah.
Ask Jay for more details. He'll elaborate.
I put it between my butt cheeks and then squeeze the trigger, run screws in. So I'm running the screw behind me at the same time I'm running one in front of me. I mean, I don't know what everybody else does, but
isn't that how everyone uses a drill?
I thought so. If you're a Craftsman guy, you just lick the drill.
Yeah, I like the drill. But
yeah, the 12-volt stuff's definitely been a great thing. A lot lighter, especially for me and Nick climbing up on roofs all the time, having a little 12-volt with you is nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I have an 18-volt impact, and honestly, it's collecting dust in the truck because I use the 12-volt one so much.
Yeah. My 18 volts sit here at the house all the time.
Yeah. I'm kind of different. I keep my 12 volts at the house in my closet. They're the only tools that stay inside the house because I appreciate them a little bit more. Plus, I have to hide them from my son. One downfall of having small tools is small hands can use them a little bit better. And my son, how do
you work it with having a small tool and big hands?
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for the history of power tools. I know it's kind of quick and dirty, but I didn't want to bore anyone with facts. I mean, you could go down any rabbit hole. You could take any tool brand, you could follow Black & Decker from 1910 to present.
Oh, they've absorbed so many smaller companies at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
All to just be sold at Walmart.
Oh yeah, the hearts.
ITW, I think they're the same way.
I mean, anymore, you basically just have like one company that has,
you have one main parent company.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, Milwaukee has been coming out with some cool stuff with their MX Fuel line, where they're actually going after tools that a lot of people have been saying for a long time would never be battery powered, like things like jackhammers and
chainsaws and all kind of shit.
Well, that's still on the M18 line.
Yeah, but still stuff that you never thought would become battery powered in your life.
Yeah. The thing that I like with that MX Fuel line is they have that. What do they call that? The power source. It's like a little generator. I mean,
yeah.
It makes no noise. It'd be perfect for something like camping or shit hits the fan scenario.
Yeah. Believe it or not, Craftsman actually has a cordless generator type thing too, but it's about the size of a damn cooler.
Oh no, this thing is, I mean, it's a good size.
Yeah.
It's got like, hang on. I'll look it up real quick. Mix fuel power supply. Let's see, how many watts is this bad boy? I mean, it's going to cost you like, as much as a generator is going to cost you. They're like $3,000. Let's see.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time,
1,800 running watts with 3,600 peak watts.
Yeah.
So I mean,
got me.
So I mean, at the same time, you think about that. It's probably a little bit easier and safer to tote one of those around than it is a generator and a couple cans of gas.
It's probably lighter. I don't know. What's the thing weigh? Hang on. It weighs 50 pounds. I mean, there's no way a generator weighs as little as 50 pounds. Maybe one of those little Honda ones, but
yeah.
Then DeWalt has recently come out too with their power stack batteries, which those are pretty cool. They're taking batteries, 15 amp hour batteries, and making them, the size of like 4 or 5 amp hour batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the technology is just progressing rapidly on the battery operated side.
Get a little bit of compactness out of a big fat fucker.
Well, I mean, the 12 amp hour battery from Milwaukee is like 6 inches tall. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's tall. Like if I just have a tool bag in my truck and somebody tries to rob me, I'll just hit them with that battery. So it could be assault with battery.
The assault and battery.
Yeah, because they assaulted the battery with their face when I hit them with it.
Maybe I'll put salt on it so it's like assaulted battery.
Boy, we are going down a deep rabbit hole of dad jokes now.
Yeah, we've fallen off the map now.
We have.
It's bound to happen.
Somebody make fun of Hudson's internet.
Hey, my internet's all right now, okay? I don't want to hear it, boys.
Truth be told, you probably can't because your internet.
All right, back on track. Good. Jay just saved the show. It's just a pure look of disgust on his face. He's questioning every life's decision that's led him to this point.
What made me think this was a good idea?
Whatever made me think that anything other than mocking me was going to happen?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Y'all are just jealous.
I'm surrounded by dogs here. I can't even move.
Yeah. But I mean, the battery operated sector of power tools is,
pretty huge nowadays.
Oh, it's impressive too. I mean, they've got, literal air compressors that run off of batteries.
Yeah. They got table saws too.
Yeah. radial
miter
arm saws. I mean,
but I mean, I know y'all are going to knock this because I know Milwaukee has one, but I kind of want to get a Craftsman one just because I have more batteries for the Craftsman's.
Yeah.
But they got a cordless miter saw that would be ideal for any trim guy for either residential or personal construction, personal renovations. Especially so. Prime example where cordless like table saw or even a chop off saw or air compressor would come in handy is some of the neighborhoods that my company's just kicked off.
They have no power.
Yeah. So
charge stuff up and bring it to work, and then you could operate all day without having to worry about finding a place to get live power from.
Yeah. What do you normally have? 812 outlets off of that power tree out front? Now you have less.
You got 8 or 12 outlets with like 45 to 82 cords plugged into it.
Right. Even then, from time to time, depending on where you are, like the county and the municipality, you can get the permits and stuff to start building the house and everything, but it will take months on end to get permission to put a power box out there, so that way they can run cords. Of course, the way around that is everyone brings a gas generator and they run all their cords off of like one generator, but that just adds to noise and everything like that.
Well, the generator can only support so much too.
Yeah. So,
you want to pay for gas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cheap nowadays. I mean, I was thinking about buying a second truck.
Yeah. But, I mean, you look at cordless framing nailers. Framers, they don't have to tote around a whole bunch of, their air compressor, all their hoses, or a generator, or even battery packs. If they have a cordless air compressor, they just carry a stack of batteries, a stack of nails, and then they got their nail gun, and they can go to work and frame a house in a day. No power, no gas, nothing like that, And then like trim guys, I know whenever I was doing the warranty for my company and everything, we had the trim guys come in. The last thing any homeowner wants is to hear a air compressor going nonstop, their breaker tripping because you got the guy that has, that gnawed off extension cord that keeps shorting out the damn breaker and having to go in every 5 minutes to trip the breaker and then try to put the trim in. All the trim guys I know, they all use cordless 18 gauge brad nailers and stuff like that.
Oh, come on now. I've never known a roofer to have an extension cord that wasn't up to par.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got battery operated welders now, Yeah. Which, I mean, kind of, sort of. It's a car battery, but still, it's a battery.
Hey, battery's a battery. Put a battery to it, it's cordless.
Unless you run a cord between the battery and the object. Then it's a cordless corded object.
Maybe it's
I think this falls under Jay's classification of cordless. Well, I mean, it's got like a set of jumper cables on it. It goes to a little power pack and, whatever the hell that thing does. And then it goes to the welder. So, I mean, it's not as cordless as, say, like a drill or a nailer or something like that is, but and they've had the welding machines for years, that have the gas generators on them and stuff like that. But it's something that may not, be necessary for, maybe just a farmer who just needs power to weld something on his combine so that he can get done harvesting his corn or something like that, So.
Yeah, it definitely all serves a purpose. Just it's not ideal for they're not all ideal for everybody to use all day every day just yet, but pretty damn close.
I'll put it to you this way: they wouldn't be investing all the marketing and research and development and testing and product placement and things like that if there wasn't some market for it that they were trying to
look at
dip into.
Like me and Nick were starting to get like in our industry cordless vacuum pumps now.
Yeah, that's
who's that? Navac that makes that?
I I know Navac makes one. I want to say
They
there's
make
two.
one. I don't know. Is there another one now?
I know it uses like a Makita battery. Let's see, cord.
So Milwaukee, if you're listening, you can really catch the HVAC market if you make a cordless vacuum pump.
Right. No, it looks like it is just Navac that makes one. Oh no, Milwaukee or Makita makes one as well. Yeah. Hang on. Let me bring the picture up and I'll share the screen here. Where's my share button? Come on. There we go. Yeah. So right there, that's the guy. But from what I remember, this is not for like HVAC. This is for something else. This is for something to do with pipelines or petroleum or something.
Yeah. Could be like just pulling lines into vacuums to test their leaks and stuff like that.
Something to do with like 55-gallon barrels.
Either way,
well,
cool.
Some other cordless power tools
it
that
is
people
cool.
wouldn't think of is I just Googled 20 coolest cordless tools out there. You got zero turns now. You got like the Ego brand and then Ryobi.
Yeah, Ryobi's big with the cordless lawn tool market. I mean, they're big with it, and they're actually doing like cordless garage door openers and all kind of shit. They had like I seen like I had a garage door opener that not only
that thing looks pretty cool, man. Yeah. It's got like you could put like a work light on it. And...
Yeah, you could put attachments onto it to make it better. You could actually get one that like will play music, so you could hook up to your garage door opener and play music through it while you're out there. And
yeah, it's got the Bluetooth speaker thing.
Yeah, it's they're pretty. Yeah, they're advancing pretty far into it too.
Think of it, boys, a world where you can sit in your garage with your Ryobi garage door opener and the Bluetooth speaker and blast our show.
There you go.
Think of how loud me blowing my nose will be.
Think
shutters off your neighbor's house.
What's that, McDonald's? Yeah, they're doing all kind of crazy. There's all kind of. I actually watched like a couple videos just out there, just like randomly showing all kind of Ryobi tools, and they're kind of becoming like Milwaukee, where they're pretty broad and stuff. But I think they're kind of in a different direction than Milwaukee though, because they're kind of going towards a lot of shit for like homeowners and stuff, being garage door openers and weed whackers and shit like that.
I mean, we give Caleb shit about his craftsman's tools and stuff like that, but truth be told, I mean, it's the guy working the tool that makes the difference at the end of the day. I mean, I can do my job just as well with a Milwaukee Impact as I can with a Ryobi Impact or Craftsman.
Especially nowadays, because some years back it kind of used to be like Milwaukee was kind of like more towards the top, and they had the power and the torque and everything like that. But I tell you right now, the last time I went cordless power tool shopping, I mean, I went into Lowe's, and I could tell you, at least for the stuff they have put out for demonstration, every brand I tried stacked up to my Milwaukee. There's not some exceeded it. And granted, that was brushless stuff, but my Milwaukee stuff isn't brushless. But it's a little bit older.
Well, and then there's a guy I watch it or follow on YouTube. Speak of the devil, right? But he is a spokesperson for Milwaukee, and he swears by Milwaukee. He's branded everything like that. But he just released a video 2 weeks ago about Rigid and their new line of cordless tools that they've let out, and a lot of stuff that they're doing is outperforming the DeWalt equivalents and everything like that. It's and you think about it, Rigid isn't really seen as like a high end tool brand. They're more
depends
like,
on what you're talking about.
Yeah,
because they've got a lot of plumbing tools like that they really just have that market locked down with.
Pretty damn tight.
Right, and like Craftsman, right? It's not the most expensive out there. It's not the cheapest. It's not like Hart from Walmart, but kind of going back on what Nick says, it's it doesn't really matter, what brand or tool or whatever's in the guy's hands. If he knows what he's doing and knows how to use it, I mean, he's going to be able to do whatever job he needs to do and do it well. I think it's more so about the person who's
the new stuff. I have Cobalt shit, brushless stuff, and
well, I mean,
let me tell you that fucking impact will fucking rip the head off of a screw if you aren't careful.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
I have already ripped the screw, like a metal screw. I went to drive it and it just twisted the head off.
So,
I've
real quick, let me go off of Jay's before I forget my thought. So, believe it or not, so I'm my insurance. They a few months ago they sent me a letter and then called me and they're like, "Hey, you need handrails on your old farmhouse because you're in violation of like the updated state laws and everything like that." So I've been putting those in. Well, Nick will tell you, I sent him a text one day. I'm like, dude, this 12-volt Milwaukee Impact hammer, like I was drilling through the concrete with the concrete bit, no problem.
Especially when you get like the 6 amp hour batteries for them and stuff.
Yeah,
they really burn through shit.
And I was using the Impact to set the Tapcon screws and everything. Going great. The first set, get that set up. Well, as I start doing the wrap around my porch, I don't know what it was. I must have like somehow angled the concrete, and there was either like a hollow spot or like a rock or something. Every time I kept trying to drill the Tapcon in, my Milwaukee M12 couldn't get it in. So I go to get my Craftsman, and the Craftsman, I'd only be able to get about halfway down with the impact wrench. I'm like, well, this sucks. And then I take it out, get back to my Milwaukee, but I kept twisting all the damn heads off with the Milwaukee. So I went back to my Craftsman so I wouldn't twist the head off, And I finally got them set, to the depth and tightness that I needed. But, it's one of those things, you have a little 12 amp, impact versus a 20 amp or 20 volt, and the 20 volts not even able to rip the heads off, but you got this 12 volt that's shearing the head off every like 2 seconds you try to get the bolt in.
Well, and you start comparing, just for I don't know, I guess maybe lay people that don't understand the terms, like what is 1,500 foot-pounds of torque, what does that mean to somebody? It's like when you start comparing drills and things like that, it's like comparing trucks. It's like, oh, the F-150 has, this much, foot-pounds of torque. Oh, well, the Ram's got 5 more foot-pounds of torque. And it's like, okay, what does that mean at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Or not, it means nothing. You're not going to notice 5 more foot-pounds in the Ram.
Yeah.
And 1,500 versus the F-150, or that the Chevy has 10 more horsepower or something.
And then you got somebody who's comparing, a V6 to a V8 and 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or different gears. And, in the case of tools, you got somebody that says, well,
they start comparing brushless to brush tools and stuff.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say. You got these some of these guys who are DeWalt fans are some real fags. I don't know if I can say that on.
I don't think you can say that on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out when this is over.
Sorry, I'll be canceled.
Yeah, but
we are already off the air.
Yeah,
it's been a ride, boys.
At least we got the subject matter out there before I blew the fucking channel apart again. But they'll be like, well, my DeWalt, I'll travel to Milwaukee. Well, sure. One, your DeWalt's 10 years newer than my Milwaukee, and my Milwaukee isn't brushless, and your DeWalt is. And you're hooking a 10 amp hour, 60 volt max battery up to yours, which I just had, and I just have a little 3.0 on it for around the house, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like comparing potatoes to dildos. It's just two different things. I might as well just go all the way off the deep end now.
I think you could say dildo.
Oh, okay.
Kids, Google that one. Do it at school.
Yeah, Google potato versus dildo. I've never done it, so
cool.
I don't know what's going to come up. Use your teacher's computer.
They have unlimited access. The firewall won't catch it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Well,
Hudson, your internet sucks. We got to get back on track.
Yeah.
I think we just need to wrap the show up now. I mean,
Should I put the strobe light for the end? Hey.
For the last remaining viewer that we have, we'll just give that guy a seizure. But I think that's it.
Everybody give Hudson a round of applause.
His internet held out.
Yeah. Well, Jay, I googled what you suggested we did.
Wait, what? The dildo versus potato?
Yeah. Just I mean, curiosity got to me. You know,
Curiosity causes you to Google dildos versus potatoes.
I'm oddly curious to know what popped up, but I also
it's not that bad. Let me just say it. The first thing that popped up in
okay. Is it an image?
Is there a link to a video?
No,
is it an Idaho or is it a russet?
It is a sweet
red skin potato.
It's a sweet potato.
That's a real kind of potato.
And what it is a step-by-step how to carve a dildo out of a potato.
Well,
why would you want to do that, though?
It seems like the starch in the potato would be an issue.
It just seems like using something organic to squat on.
This only raised more questions.
Yeah, really.
I know.
And what happens if like you're using the potato and then it breaks off and like it's like stuck? What are you just gonna custard launch a potato dick out of your ass?
I think you go to the hospital at that point. I hope at least.
Maybe. Hook the vacuum cleaner up to like you're just trying to like suck.
Oh, like one of the vacuum tubes at the bank.
Yeah, there you go. Just fucking stick your ass in one of those vacuum tubes. Just do a handstand and go up to the bank at night and just stick your asshole in one of those vacuum tubes.
Yes, I like to make a deposit.
People are to see a brown potato dick come flying through it. Well, this conversation took a hard right.
So anyway, thanks for attending our last show. I don't think we'll be allowed on the internet after this.
Yeah, I've already said like a couple bad things.
Well, I think we're just not allowed on the internet anymore.
No, the three of us.
I pray that you did that on the incognito mode. Otherwise, you're going to be getting some weird ads on your phone.
Who cares? It happens.
He's going to be on like Facebook, and there's going to be like how-to videos.
It's just going to be ads. It's going to be ads for just potatoes and like potato peelers.
There's going to be like a one-stop shop place that's called like Sex and Organic Matter, and it's just going to be dildos and potatoes for sale.
It's going to be like from a couple of years ago when you get the weird Wish ads, for like everything was either clearly a meth pipe or some sort of sex toy.
Yeah, I used to screenshot my Wish ads that I used to get, and I never shopped on Wish ever, and I still haven't to this day. I would get stuff for like, they'd be like, oh, check out this bolt, and you could unscrew the cap, and they would have like white powder dumped on the ground. I'm like,
yeah.
Or
it's like, oh, check out this coat that you can, like hide a hand grenade in.
There was one that it was like a pair of rubbery underwear that had like a dildo on the end. I'm like, what is this? Why am I seeing this? There was one I screenshot and sent it to Kenny one time. It was like $5, and they just had laying on a table that they took a picture of was just a bunch of little white pills in plastic wrappers.
Yep, I've seen that one too.
I'm like,
there was like a Facebook page or something that was devoted to like just ridiculous Wish ads. But anyway, we got to wrap this up. Yeah. We have a Facebook group. We have a Instagram thing.
We don't have a YouTube channel anymore.
We don't have a YouTube channel anymore. Hopefully they don't take down Instagram, and we'll just start doing Instagram live videos.
They may take this video down when somebody says something. Some carrot out there.
Yeah, don't direct your emails to me. I didn't say that, and I didn't Google the potato thing. So direct them to these two morons.
You're not getting my email to direct me shit. So
yeah, well, thanks for saying that, because the idea was they were going to go on there and just wander around aimlessly and then figure out that your email addresses aren't on there.
That's what we have you for. You can forward them to us.
If I get an email, I'm definitely forwarding it to the offensive party.
I can't show what his name is. He forwarded me the link to the... Like I said, I can't show you what his name is.
He forwarded it to me, too.
Both y'all getting it.
Yeah, see?
By the way. Yeah.
There it is. So, I mean, we have a project that we gotta get to.
Yeah.
So, next live stream, I'm off. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. We gotta discuss that. Well,
you're next up on subject, and then Caleb should be up on quote.
Yeah, it's
make a potato-based quote somehow.
Just use a quote from that website you sent us.
just quote the website.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
After thoroughly washing the potato skin.
Here's the question, though. If you're doing the quote next time, how are we going to kill time until you get back in the video when your internet shits out again?
One of us should come up with a secondary backup quote.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how
we should come up with a Hudson's internet quote.
There we go.
It's just ... disconnected.
Come on, man. I'm running off the Wish modem, right? I got a good deal last year.
I mean, you had to wait 3 weeks to get it, but it was only $9.99.
Yeah. You ever see, like, it's funny with Wish too, like the prices. They'd be like, you get a flat screen TV, it's like $3. It'd be like,
like, oh yeah, I believe that.
There was a thing out there that like Wish was one of them that was like selling people.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, to like the Hollywood elites.
Well, first of all, people don't do that.
What said that people don't sell people?
No, pedophiles don't
go on the internet and buy kids.
Well, they don't group together like that, okay? So there's no underground elite pedophile group thing. And then on top of that, just because some kid named Matt went missing in 2014 and some stupid furniture company named their dresser Matt doesn't mean that the two are related.
How do you know? It's a conspiracy, bro.
Yeah, well, follow the science.
Yeah, follow the COVID science.
Oh, we said COVID. Damn it.
We're really getting canceled now.
Now we're going to have the little banner that comes up on the video.
Yes, we know.
Something like that.
But our next show will be the 18th if they don't take the channel down and assassinate all three of us.
At the very least, me.
At the very least, Jay.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys on the next video. We have no idea what the topic is or what we're going to be doing. So join us. It should be interesting.
It should be in our itinerary.
We don't really have an itinerary.
We have a list of things that we were going to go over.
That's not an itinerary, though.
Oh, it's